Let me know if you are listening. Let me know if you are listening. This is the exact same vocal. The difference, and it's a big difference, is vocal presets. These are pre-programmed effects that you can apply to your voice to instantly make them sound better. And if you thought mixing vocals was really confusing and hard to figure out, you're not entirely wrong for that, because it used to be. But times have changed, technology has advanced, and yet it's become simplified. And because of that, you can spend more time in your creative genius and less time reading a 500-page manual. I'm Chimera, professional recording engineer, producer, and vocalist, and today I'm gonna walk you through one of my favorite features, the vocal presets. But I want you to leave this video knowing more than just how to push a magic button. I want you to see what's going on underneath the hood, and I'll show you what I would do to tweak these settings to customize them to your voice. So let's jump into this session and I'll show you how to make these rough vocals sound professional. Okay, here is the vocal I recorded, and all you have to do to get to that preset menu is double click on the audio clip itself. And right here on the audio tab, we can click on this drop down menu and see all of the presets. I love that there's this play button so we can preview the effect before we commit to it. So let's do just that and take a listen to some of these presets.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Okay.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Love it. 4 ad-libs.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Ooh, I love that.
Could I paint it any more vividly?
Oh yes, that will sound really good on distant background ad-libs.
Picture's worth 1,000 words.
Ooh, that's very, very good.
Could I paint it any more vividly?
It's so classic, loud and clear. I'm guessing there's gonna be some limiting on there that helps us get it louder. Clarity with some EQ. I'm gonna go ahead and commit to this setting by double clicking on it. And now if I just go to the effects tab, I can see what's under the hood, all the things that it applied to the voice. And again, this preset just made this sound 100 times better already. But if you want a really professional sound, you gotta know this stuff. First in the chain, we have a filter, and it looks like it's cutting a good amount of the low and none of the high. The high is off. It's cutting up to 83 hertz. They say most humans can't hear below 50 hertz. I think I can, but cutting a lot of the low is something I do on vocals a lot. It'll remove any possible rumble from the wall or any low electrical hum that might have gotten into your microphone. But there's really no frequencies below 80 that we really need in the human voice, so we can cut those out. I like that it doesn't cut out any of the highs because we want the high end to sparkle. Okay, this is interesting. It put a dynamic compressor in the chain, but it kind of made it seem like optional for you, so it was actually turned off. I'm gonna turn it on and see what it sounds like. So here it is without it.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
And then with.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
All right, cool. So what do you hear? First thing I hear is it is a little bit louder. Compression and expansion work together. You're always gonna want a compressor, especially with pop vocals. If you're a very dynamic singer like I am, sometimes I sing quiet, sometimes I sing too loud. So what a compressor is gonna do, it's gonna compress me when I'm too loud, meaning it's gonna automatically turn down my volume. But when I'm not singing loud enough, it's also going to expand me and give me a little bit of volume boost where I need it. All right, let's move into the EQ. Go ahead and open this. This is what our EQ is looking like. You know, that's not far off from how I set my own. I just happen to know that my voice gets a little irritating around 300, so I would definitely pull it down here. I don't think I need to pull my voice down around 500, so I'm gonna pop this back up. So if you're a little nasally like me, you might hear that pulling it down in 200 to 500 range will soften out that strong resonance in the high mid. This is very sparkly. I don't know if we need it to be that sparkly, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. That high end air band is really strong, but it's very popular to make that very strong in pop music. Next in the vocal chain, I see a soft clipper is put on. We can also make this a hard clipper. The difference is with soft clipping, I am singing really loud and I might distort a little. This will soften that. Hard clipping is actually going to enhance any distortion. Playing with this will give you different kinds of tones, so you really just have to experiment with it. We've got some stereo delay. It was not turned on. I'm gonna turn it on and see how we like this.
Could I paint it any more vividly?
Very cool, and you can hear it a lot when I stop it, right? Because what delay does, which is different from reverb, very similar, same family. Stereo delay is going to create like an echoing effect. If I turn up the decay, it's gonna keep echoing longer and longer, like this.
Could I paint it any more vividly?
You hear it going over and over and over. Gives a lot of texture and space to your track. I'm keeping that. Reverb is similar to delay because they're both bouncing off of walls, but instead of the entire signal repeating, reverb is more of a spread of reflection. Let's turn this way up and see what it sounds like.
All I want is to be heard.
Oh yeah, very Taylor Swift.
A picture's worth 1,000 words. Could I paint it any more vividly? All I want is to be heard.
Do you feel that effect of like, as I turn it down, it sounds like I'm getting closer to you. If I turn it up, it makes it sound like I'm further away in like a bigger room, right? The setting it has us on is church. So it's like we're singing in a church where there's gonna be great acoustics giving us that reverberation. But you can click on this and change the shape of the room. Church is my favorite. I always go with church, but let's also listen to maybe like, what does a big plate sound like?
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Okay, what about a spring?
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Cool. Okay, are you getting the picture of how you can tweak these and make them sound how you want them to sound? The presets are awesome, they are. But digging into this is what is gonna help you find your signature sound, which is so, so important today. So don't just rely on this chain. Let's go ahead and try to add more effects. We just click here. This is our effects menu. If you don't even wanna start with presets, you can start right here from scratch and build your own vocal chain. So let's jump into the chorus and play with this a little bit further. And you might notice I have more tracks show up here. So this is something I love to do on the pre-chorus and chorus is I double the lead. So check this out. If we go to our audio tab, I always have the lead panned center, but then these two are my background doubles. I have one panned all the way to the left. One is panned all the way to the right. And to give this mix even more texture, I like to mix my background vocals a little differently from the lead. So let's go back into our preset menu to find a good jump off point. Spaces.
Somebody hear me. Could somebody hear me?
Yeah, I like that. Okay,
Somebody-
let's go with clean and wider. Make sure I put it on my other one as well. The preamp is giving us a different tone color, have that same filter going on. We've got that same compressor. Our EQ, I'm gonna dip that a little bit more right there. Perfect. And it's got the vocal doubler, cool, because I was gonna add that anyway. Modulation makes it feel like the vocal is moving a little bit. So your singer's not like a robot standing in one place. You're kind of like moving a little bit as you sing, right? It also gives it more of a stereo feel as opposed to a mono feel. Modulated delay, that's cool. So that delaying sound is not just a clean delay, it's also gonna have modulation. And then they put the church reverb on, so I love that. They have a plugin here that's just called Brighter. I wanna see what that sounds like, because I do like when the background vocals are a little bit brighter than the lead.
Can somebody hear me? Can somebody hear me?
Oh, we had that spring reverb on. I'm like, I don't like the way it sounds. Let me have my church back. Perfect. Cool.
Can somebody hear me? Can somebody?
All right, I feel like I can't hear the background vocals. Can you? So what I'm gonna do is add a limiter. Limiters make things louder. I'm gonna pull this back and it's gonna get louder, watch.
Somebody.
Sounds crazy, right? Because I only added it to the left side. If you're in headphones, you heard that. So instead of going in and adding all those effects manually, I'm gonna cheat. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this track because I know I already like the settings on it. I'm gonna delete that audio and just drag my other audio up here. And now both tracks have the same effects on it. Let me just make sure I go into my audio and make sure the panning is the way I want. I have the blue one going all the way left and I have the green one going all the way right. Okay, let's listen.
Listening. Can somebody hear me? Somebody hear me?
They're too loud. So I'm just gonna turn the volume down. You can do that right here.
Can somebody hear me? Can somebody? Somebody. Yeah.
Cool. All right, I definitely Taylor Swift drenched this with reverb, so I might go back and take some of that out. 0.3, 0.3.
A picture's worth 1,000 words. Could I paint it any more somebody hear me? Somebody hear me? Can somebody hear me? Can somebody, yeah.
Oh, I love this. I gotta go finish writing this song. Now that you've gotten your start with the presets, the next step will be to get a deeper understanding of each individual effect, which is what we do in this playlist, Effects Spotlight. And if there's anything else you need support with, please drop your video topic requests in the comments below and I'll make you a video. Make sure to click subscribe and then click here to jump into the next video, and I'll see you over there.